the 10-minute L&A talks that will get you geared up, ready to go, and fired up either in the morning or calming you down for the afternoon. With all the answers for health and fitness and beyond, it is L&A to make you
Sound like a radio station.
happy.
All right. So today's topic that we had ended with last time
You're following
was
our journey.
the CCA. So CCA stands for consistency, commitment, and accountability. It is crucial to have each component of the CCA. And tell them why.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ms. Cora Pasmani. So, why is the CCA so important? Consistency, commitment, and accountability. Well, I'll tell you right now, in anything that you are thinking about in your life that was ever successful, okay, whether you were trying to make a lemonade stand when you were 6 years old, or saving to go to college, or saving for that bike, or when you wanted to start a family or relationship or start that new career, if you did not have one of these three components, you most likely were not successful. Consistency, commitment, and accountability. Well, what does that mean? Consistency. In any successful venture that you are doing, okay, you need to have consistency. You need to do it when you really don't want to. You need to do it when the times are tough, when you are down, when you don't want to, right?
And so, how do you keep consistency? What's the number one thing that you can do to keep consistency?
Consistency is really hard, and you have to have that balance of empathy and compassion to yourself.
That's not what I was looking for.
Oh.
I was looking for scheduling.
Oh, you were looking for the easy answer. Well, let me just quickly finish this real quick. So you need to have empathy and compassion for yourself, right? But at the same time, with that same breath, you have the fight and the grind to have the discipline, right, to push through. And it's that balance, that yin and that yang, right? It's that kind of, how are you going to get it done even when you don't want to? Because your brain is always going to tell you what you don't want
Path of
to
least
do
resistance.
and what you should do, right? Your brain is always going to tell you what to do and what not to do. It all depends on what it is that you truly, really want and what is the path of least resistance.
Sorry, my mind is telling me no, but my
body is telling me
yes.
right.
So consistency, scheduling is extremely important.
And why is scheduling so important?
Because our brains like routine.
Does it?
They do, but it's hard to stay on routine because life just is a bunch of shit being thrown at you all the time. So having consistency in your routine, scheduling everything from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, even the silly things like brushing your teeth, eating your meals, scheduling is so important to stay consistent.
Here's a pop little quiz.
Yeah.
Ready? When is your day done?
When you're done.
Yeah, when you finish scheduling it, right? You should be waking up every morning, knowing your schedule and almost visualizing what it's going to be like, right? And what Lindsey said too is scheduling is so critical. It is so important. Why? Because the number one thing that is consistent is change. You might go, well, what the heck? How am I going to stay consistent if it's all about change? Well, what Lindsey said was so important. Things are going to get thrown your way. And you have to understand that the more structure you have within your day because of planning, whether it's planning your meals, how many times have you heard that, guys? Plan your meals, structure your nutrition, figure out your dinners, right? It's the same concept. You need to structure the rest or part of your day, or else your day is going to run you. And that's the whole part. Staying consistent will help you change faster. But without it, you just are confused and you get stressed out. And if you can lower that stress level, all of a sudden, life
take
gets
out
easier.
as many decisions during the day as you can. Yep. Our brains do not want to. How many decisions? You told me this fact the other day. How many decisions does our brain make a day?
Well, because it wasn't that important, I forgot it. But no, it's like 20,000 million. Like, just think about it. We already made tons of decisions. I made a decision on how I was going to answer that question just right now. There's a lot because I don't really recall that stat. But hey. It's a lot.
Maybe it was my other husband.
Yeah, it might have been your other husband. So that's consistency. Schedule something. Write down your schedule.
Try it for a couple days.
I'll tell you.
It'll make a difference.
The magical thing about this, we tell our clients all the time. If you want to like lose weight or change your body, immediately log your nutrition. And here's a little secret. You want to do a little tidbit, fun little fact right now? Write down your nutrition. It doesn't even have to be great. You could do it on the back of a napkin. You don't need to go buy $5 or $20 journal. Get a white piece of paper, a white line. Write down for the next 3 days. And oh, wait, I forgot the whole thing. Jump on the scale if you want to, get your weight, then track your nutrition for the next 3 days. Don't have to even change it. Not at all. Guarantee you hop back on that scale after just 3 days, you will lose weight. Why? Because you are mindful. Now, that's a whole nother one that we can easily talk about, but you're getting mindful about what you're doing because you're scheduling your nutrition and you are fully aware of it. But let's move on to the second part.
Commitment.
All right? Commitment.
So we talked about our why in our last podcast, and that's what commitment is being committed to your why.
Yeah. So what is commitment? Commitment is doing it even when you don't want to.
Doing the things that you say, doing what it is that you say you're going to do.
Yeah. When you're going to do them. Right. And how do you get committed to something? What's one thing that you do that commits yourself?
You can schedule an event.
Ooh, schedule an event.
So a lot of times when our client wants to do something with their fitness, we're big into OCR racing. We tell them, let's sign up for a race.
Yep. And anything will do. Commit to, the weekend, even saying, I'm going to go on a hike on this day. I'm going to go ride
and
a
just
bike.
get it done.
Just get it done.
Small commitments equals big wins. And your brain, just like any other muscle in your body, it learns. So the more you commit to small things. That's a great action item. Commit to small things. Commit to making dinner. Commit to waking up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Do these little things and commit to it. It's going to get easier.
All right. And just to mention about our previous podcast, if you haven't listened to it, stop, go back and listen to it, or just listen to the rest of this one and go back and listen to it. But it's all about really, don't worry about being perfect. You got to reiterate all these things, all this journey that Lindsey and I are taking is exactly the same thing that you guys need to do too, right? It might be a different scenario, different environment, but it's still the same truths. They're principles, right? Methods are many, principles are few. Methods may change, but principles never do. So the fact of the matter is, we might be talking about life here, but it has everything to do with fitness, and it has everything to do with fuel, fitness, fuel, and life. Wow, stacked up fitness right there. That was our old business.
But our philosophy always.
And that's what it's all about. And so commit to something and stick to it. And it could be anything that you want. And that's why we're doing these podcasts too. We are committing to it.
Right. And so what's going to help you commit? What do you need?
You guys are helping us commit.
The accountability.
The accountability to be here for you guys and to always push forward and grow. And so thank you guys. And we honestly mean that. Like, that is what we're here for, to serve and to help and to stay committed and stay accountable, which is the third part of this. And what is accountability for you?
Accountability is having someone or something to hold you to do what it is what you said you're going to do.
Right. Right. So that can be a friend. It can be a mentor. It could be this podcast.
And it doesn't have, right. It doesn't have to be a person.
Doesn't have to be. It could be your pet. Snake. All right. But it can be anything that keeps you accountable. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, you go, I'm going to get it done. And it's so unfortunate, but we usually hurt the ones we love, right? So a lot of times being accountable just to you will hurt yourself. You will hurt the people around you sometimes, right? And that's unfortunate too, that's our human nature, because we always know people that love us will always forgive us.
So great accountability. So either hiring a coach, spending money. So either spending money to hire a coach for a session or sessions, or signing up for a race, or signing up for some sort of event. When you put money towards something, it's...
Yeah, I would just want to say, because I know we're coming up to the time, so we're going to finish it up. But that is a very important piece, I think, that you just said. It's something that has to be somewhat painful.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, no, we're not saying, hey, go cut yourself or something. But like money, we don't have an abundance of it.
Or when you announce it on social media, when you get a lot of people involved, you almost feel
obligated. And you don't want to let people down. So that's what accountability is. So either put your
money where your mouth
is, right? And money usually hurts people's pockets when you can't eat or you can't do something because you spent that money, or you have to feel a little bit of that slight pain that if it doesn't happen, then you just feel kind of guilty about it. And it goes back to that commitment and consistency. The commitment and the balance of it all comes together with that yin and yang of having the compassion and empathy of understanding what needs to happen, but also that discipline and drive and passion and your why, right, to get it all done. So we can see how all of this starts coming together a little bit. And when it all comes down to it, we need to start talking about how to keep moving forward, the 4 R's that we'll talk about in the next podcast that we have, which really kind of wraps up that big drive to get going.
Big drive.
All right, we done. It's 10 minutes.
All right. Take care. Until next time.
Stack Trax out.